Mr. Wyatt Williams, the Mr. Southern Indiana best interviewer here in all of the state, all of the Kentucky, Indiana area. I mean, you are the best interviewer, Wyatt, and you have interviewed some great guys so far. Like we had the boys from Jeff, Will, Loving Watson, those boys, and we had Trey and
Hey, actually, it's funny you mentioned that. Speaking of Will and Jalen, Will today played in the Indiana Kentucky All Star game,
okay.
and Jalen today finally, after working his butt off for so long, got his first D1 offer from Bellarmine University.
There we go.
I was so pumped for him. So that was I kind of want to add to your point there and make sure everybody knew that, especially on Big X Sports Radio. It's big news because man, he is a hard worker, but he's only 6 foot tall, so
Right.
a lot of schools have overlooked him in his skill. And I'm telling you right now, he is the most skilled, all-around skilled point guard I think I've ever seen at the high school level in front of my face. I mean, he is ridiculously good. He's all over the court offensively and defensively. Adds a whole new spot to everybody's game. So big shout out to him for working his butt off and it finally paying off. So
Why don't we get in contact with him? And when we come back June 20th, we have him on and just to talk and have a good time. But
I'm sure he will.
But all those names that we mentioned, Trey, Zen, all going to be professional athletes. Tristan Polk, Cooper Jacole, Colby, all of those guys. Wyatt, who do you think was your best interview, or your most favorite one to be around?
My favorite interview, and this one's kind of odd. You wouldn't expect me to give this answer. My favorite interview was definitely Combs getting to talk to the executioner because, I don't know how else to explain it, but I was set to do that interview.
Combs was giddy.
I was set to do that. I was set to host that one, and I could tell how excited he was. And I texted him. I was like, dude, it would be wrong if I did this interview. You have to do it. It's it's one of your favorite fighters of all time. You have to do it. I refused. I was like, I can't. I'm not going to take this away from Combs. I'm not going to take his time from getting to talk to this guy. So getting to see Combs' face light up whenever he finally saw Jose come on there, it was so cool to see that. So that's probably my favorite interview was Combs doing that one because that was awesome. That was a really cool moment for Man Hour. But my favorite interview that I've ever done myself, wow, that's tough. God, dude, because like you mentioned, we've had so many great interviews. Man, I am. It is hard to pick. If I had to pick, I think it's a tie between two. And I think the
waffle.
two,
There's a shock.
Wyatt. No,
There's a shock.
we wouldn't expect anything less from you, Wyatt.
it's tough because I mean, God, it's a tie.
It's a tie
I
between
can't-
all
I
of my
can't.
friends.
Yeah. No. Honestly, I think the one we most recently did, Tristan and Casey after their sectional championship.
Yeah.
Casey's smile. I love the raw emotion that you get when you ask those certain questions. That's my favorite thing about interviewing is whenever you get that question, you hit it because the person smiles and pauses for a second. That's how you really asked a good question that they liked and they're excited to answer. And I got a bunch of those with Tristan and Casey that night. So if I had to choose my favorite interview, that one, yeah. If I had to choose, that was probably my favorite because the genuine excitement under them was huge. But like I said, I can't take away from the great interviews we've had with Ali Stumler, with Cooper Jacoby, Trey Kaufman, Will and Jalen. I mean, we have had some incredible interviews.
Yeah.